Hey guys, it's Chris with Nichols Retirement Empire. I'm on my way up to Chickamauga to my mom and dad's house. I've been in Cedar Town. And I usually stay down in Cedar Town when I come up here instead at their house because y'all know they don't have any air conditioning. And I like to go to Cedar Town because I get to do my normal morning routine. I go to the Bojangles because, you know, I did meet Miss Cedar Valley Cooks in Cedar Town. And I have to say that the women in Cedar Town in general know a thing or two about making a biscuit. So I like to go to the Bojangles there. It's really good. And I'm lucky I lived there because now she was in Cedar Town and I was in Rockmart. Now those are the two main towns in Polk County. And they told me when I went there and I was coaching, they were like, now don't be messing around with women from Cedar Town. Because it's like Romeo and Juliet. You know, y'all don't have anything to, but I said, well, I will. Nobody tells me what to do. But anyway, and so I went to find somebody to tell me what to do. And it's worked out fantastic. But anyway, I was looking at Tammy's comments the other day on her channel. And there was somebody that came on and they said, hey, I started watching your channel because of Kentucky Life with Debbie. So y'all can look that up on YouTube, Kentucky Life with Debbie. I think that, or Debbie's Kentucky Life or something that's got Debbie and Kentucky Life in it. But anyway, so I thought, I'm gonna check this out and see what, you know, what. So she's older than me, a little bit, not a whole lot. She hadn't had a channel very long. She's already got 1,000 subscribers. Her channel's doing really good. Very nice lady. She came on, she was talking about her church and the stuff that they had done at church. But she's funny. She's a funny person. She's kind of like me. She's got a sneaky sense of humor. Like she'll say something funny and then you're like, hey, wait a minute, that was funny. Because, you know, the way I am, I'm always joking a lot. But half the time people don't know it because you can't tell. She said a couple things, you know, they were funny. I laughed. So she got to this part, and she was like, no, I started watching this new channel. I wanted to tell y'all about it. And she said, well, there's two of them. And she said, Cedar Valley Cooks, which is Tammy's channel. And she said, I've been watching it a little bit. She goes, but now I'm going to tell you, I don't watch cooking videos because I don't like to cook. But now she went on about how pretty she was. And I thought, yeah, I agree. That's great. She's pretty. You know, she had a lot of nice things to say. And then she said, now Chris's channel. And it started off, you know, it was really nice. She said, well, he's really funny. She said that I was a former teacher and she's a former teacher, so she liked that. And now her channel, I'm assuming, is pretty much for women, okay, because it was all stuff about women. But anyway, I don't know why I said that. I just need to shut up. But she said, well, here's why I brought it up, because she said now he does make some fishing videos. And I guess she was like warning the women if they came to watch my channel and they saw a fishing video, not to be surprised. But now then she did this. And I'm pointing my finger, she said, well, he likes to make fishing videos. I mean, but I don't know that he's really that much of a fisherman because most of the fish he catches are like about that big. And I was like, I was like, Debbie, how? I mean, I'm a fisherman. I have been fishing my whole life. Since I was a little kid. I loved it. And I got plenty of videos with big fish. And when she said that, I was like, okay, Kentucky, get ready. I got to say something about Kentucky now because she attacked Georgia's and our fish. And I don't normally do that. Well, I mean, I have in the past said things about other stuff. Like I did say Auburn was a cult a few years back. I did do a video about Auburn being a cult. And I have said a lot of stuff about Florida. And Steve Spurrier, you know, I did say he was the devil. Their old football coach. And So I did do that. And I mean, South Carolina, Gamecocks, you know, I mean, cockfighting, that's bad. I mean, you shouldn't. People get in trouble, a lot of trouble for cockfighting, and that's not good. And Tennessee, okay, Tennessee. I have called stingrays on my fishing channel Tennessee flounder, because I figure people from Tennessee want to know the difference between a flounder and a stingray, because they're both flat. And I hadn't said anything about Alabama. And the reason I don't is because it does keep Georgia from touching Mississippi. So I don't say stuff about Alabama. I normally don't say stuff about other states or whatever. So I'm gonna, you know, I mean, who does Kentucky? You know, I went up there, and I've been to Kentucky. So you're not, you know, you're not any better than I went to Kentucky, me and Tammy. And while we were there, I saw this sign that said Wildcat basketball versus Tigers. And I was like, man, I told Tammy, I said, before we went to the hotel, I said, I'm gonna get tickets to that. And she was like, okay, whatever. And so I got the tickets. And I went to the place, and I thought, this is really gonna be cool. You know, Wildcats versus Tigers. And I went into the, it was a big arena, a big fancy arena, and everybody was wearing blue and white, and they were all cheering, and it was a big deal. And I was like, man, this is gonna be awesome. And so I'm sitting there, and then these guys come out with basketballs, and they were dribbling around, and then another group of guys come out with basketballs, and they were dribbling around, and this went on for about 20 minutes. And I looked at Tammy, I said, let's go. And she's like, why? I thought this was gonna be some kind of like animal circus kind of thing, and this is guys playing basketball. I mean, no, that didn't happen. I didn't think Wildcat basketball was really Wildcats and Tigers. I knew, I mean, and I guess really I can't make fun of Kentucky basketball, because Debbie said she was a big Wildcat. I'm a Wildcat fan, you know, and I mean, they've been pretty good at basketball. I have to admit, they've won a lot of SEC championships and NCAA championships, and they've done all of, you know. So I can't make fun of the basketball, you know. So I have to come up with something else, like, well, okay, everybody in Kentucky is up there riding around on racehorses and drinking their bourbon and wearing their hats and all. Yeah, a bunch of rich people riding around in Corvettes, dressing like majorettes, smoking cigarettes. And that's what they're all. Well, they're probably not really all like that. I mean, probably hardly anybody owns a racehorse, because you got to be really rich, and everybody in Kentucky's not rich. And, I mean, and they are supposed to have the best bourbon in the world, so I can't make fun of that. The Kentucky Derby is pretty cool, and they make a lot of money off of it. So, all right, skip that part. All the women in Kentucky, they're mean, a bunch of mean women. And I know that because I watched Coal Miner's Daughter, and Loretti was really mean to Doolittle. There were lots of times where she talked to him just so mean. Just let him have it. And if the women in Kentucky are like that, then I don't want any part of it. Well, now that I think about it, Doolittle did do a lot of things he shouldn't have done, and he probably really deserved when she did get on to him. He was, and I mean, it's Loretta Lynn, you know, you ain't woman enough to take my man, and all that. I mean, she's Coal Miner's Daughter. I mean, she's pretty big deal. She's good to sing. I mean, so all right, I can't say nothing about the women in Kentucky, because they're probably pretty good, like Loretta Lynn is. So I can't say nothing about that. So okay, forget that. I could tell y'all coal mine moonshine are moving on down the line. How about that? Is that mean? Is that mean enough thing to say to somebody from Kentucky? I could say y'all ain't nothing but a bunch of Yoakam listing hillbillies, and you know, Dwight Yoakam runs around wearing a hat. I mean, there ain't even any cowboys in Kentucky. Why would he wear a cowboy hat? But now, Reading, Writing, Route 23, that's a pretty good song. And 1,000 Miles from Nowhere, and Coal Miner's Prayer, and Guitars, Cadillacs. And he's got a lot of, actually, really, Dwight Yoakam is my favorite country singer. So, and he's a good actor. I can't say nothing bad about Dwight Yoakam. I can't insult y'all with that. That's not going to work. I did say on my channel a few years back that I caught a sea trout, and I do catch big fish, okay, Debbie. But I caught a big sea trout, and they have two little fangs in the front of their mouth, and one of his fangs was gone. And me and Paul said that was a Kentucky trout because he only had one tooth. And some people got mad at me. Well, one person got really mad at me and let me have it about saying, you know, that people in Kentucky had one tooth. And really, I want to be honest. I don't want to say things dishonest. Really, probably 99% of the people in Kentucky do have pretty much all their teeth. So I shouldn't, I can't insult you that way. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I've insulted everybody around me, all the states around me. Which reminds me, one time we were on a bus ride when I was coaching, and I was talking to one of the cheerleading sponsor, and we were going to go play over this county right next to us, and she goes, I hate going over there. And I said, why? She goes, there ain't nothing but a bunch of rednecks over there. And I was like, really? She said, yeah. I said, well, you said the same thing last week when we went over to the other county on the other side. She said, yeah, I can't stand them either. A bunch of smart alecks, rednecks. And I said, well, what about, and I named the other county on the other side, what about them? Them too. So I said, well, let me ask you this. If we're surrounded by rednecks and smart alecks, how did we miss out on that? How are we not rednecks? She just looked at me like, she was so mad. But I mean, explain that. I can't explain it. She couldn't explain it either. And that ended the conversation. But anyway, I don't know. I don't know what to say about Kentucky. I mean, I know I've said a lot of mean things, angry things, and it's because I'm just tender-hearted, and my feelings got hurt. And when she went after them poor innocent fish, and something that I love, fishing, and I'm just gonna have to figure out a way just to press on, and I'm gonna make some more fishing videos. Matter of fact, I'm gonna make some next week, and I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, I don't know what kind of fish y'all got in Kentucky, but I'm gonna catch some crappie in Alabama, and some of the crappie are little, so if I catch a little crappie and I show him off so he can be proud of himself, don't make fun of that little fish, and don't do that. Don't be mean, because and I know I've said a lot of things out of anger, and I was trying to insult Kentucky, but I was doing it out of anger and love. I was doing it out of anger, and I was doing it out of love, because I want, when you get right down to it, I want the best for Kentucky. I want y'all to be the best Kentucky you can be. And making fun of little fish from Georgia is not the best Kentucky you can be. It's just not. And so do better, Kentucky, and I'll do better. I'm not gonna say anything else insulting. I know that was hard. I know that was hard to go through. So thanks for watching Nichols Retirement Empire. Don't forget, if you're interested in Kentucky life, I guess you can watch Debbie. No, you should watch it. It's kind of like Tammy's channel when she used to do the. She had her other channel where she did her Bible study, Real Southern Woman. It's kind of more like that. So if you liked that, you may like Debbie's. Thanks for watching.